but with mouth, but to come and put actions to what the advice that they are giving, that go fall under critics too, you know. Come like I did point in. I can't take that. You can't take that. We can't take that. You see that? If it is all of us, it's on the positive vibes. If it is all of us, believe in ourselves. If we believe in our country, if it is that we want a bright future for our kids, our grandkids. Yes. If it is, we believe that Trinidad and Tobago could be a better place. If you believe that the crime situation, if you believe in your country. You don't give up. Because your countries are part of you. You have to live here. With the exception of the fortunate people that will be flying out or will fly out. But at the end of the day, if it is each and every one of you remaining here, it means that our obligation is to make sure where we live fix, and each and every one of us, some of us have our own homes and enter protocols that have to be followed in our home. That you will organize Christmas clean, you may paint, if something rusting you go fix, you go do your scenes when you come into your own home. Not understanding the bigger home is Trinidad and Tobago. Which if that home, Trinidad and Tobago, get consumed, if that home get damaged, Trinidad and Tobago, if that home get burned down, Trinidad and Tobago, if Trinidad and Tobago fall, your home, how nice you fix it, how nice you paint it, how nice your yard look, all of that going on fall with Trinidad and Tobago. Understand? So we not to know what we own. We believe that Trinidad and Tobago will fix. We believe the people of Trinidad and Tobago will get the governance that we all deserve. We believe that Trinidad and Tobago will one day and very soon be a united Trinidad and Tobago, where every creed and race, religion, everybody under the national anthem gonna find a unified place. We also believe that pushback one, we send a very serious message. This morning, each and every one of you, pushback 2, pushback 3, and all of you all that will be on the United, will be part of the United platform. Pushback 4, the United platform. Shogunas. April the 16th, Saturday, April the 16th, Edinburgh 500 grounds. Recreation grounds. If you believe that it's really time for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, for all of us to head to Port of Spain, well then you're going to be there. Saturday, April the 16th, Edinburgh 500 grounds. That day is D-Day for all in sundry. If you believe that it's time to up the ante, we was already successful, very successful with 3-foot pushbacks. In Trinidad and Tobago, we were the only people, nobody, not the religious bodies, not the political parties. Yeah? Not the political parties, not the religious bodies, none. Let me be real. Around that time and all, not the union. Nobody that had find that time that had believed in Trinidad and Tobago the way you the people of you the people that listens to the ground report view Trinidad and Tobago. Let me be real. Why this thing ain't that trouble? Boy. Coffee, you gotta check out me in a bit. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I have some bad news for you, you know. Now get a phone call, eh? Yeah, I have some bad news for you. Anyhow, let me take some calls by the time. Let me try to get in contact with Lennox Smith there. Yeah, let me try to get in contact with Lennox Smith. I feel I'll hold on for at least 10 minutes. I wonder if Cuff got to show himself today. Yeah, you got to show yourself and handle the program a little bit. So yeah, Cuff go be live in a little bit there.
Are you there?
Yeah, Cuff go be live.
You hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, boy Lennox. I'm now trying to get in contact with you there, you know. Let me open the lines by the time there are some bad news to bust there, you know, boy. But let me just Is everything alright with Mikey Lennox? Into Lennox gone. I'm gonna call him. I wonder if everything is alright with Michael Kerr. I wonder if everything is alright with Michael Kerr. Let me try to get in contact with Michael. All I know, get some bad news, you know. Cuff call Lennox and they now. I'm opening lines by the time there. The lines are open. The lines open. The numbers to call 239-5120. 239-5120. What's on your front burner? We have something that we need to clear up here. What's on your front burner? 239-5920. 239-5920. The next number 229-0251. 229-0251. Yes, 229-0251 or 366-3053. 366-3053. The lines are open. Oh, Anderson Wilson and them on the Birmingham water since yesterday. This water thing in this country, eh? This water thing is something else. Morning caller. Morning caller.
Morning, Andy.
Morning.
Lennox, Cuff, Mighty King. I hope everything, I hope all that bad news has nothing to do with the gun report or none of the soldiers. Andy, I wonder if I saw striking, but don't care anybody drive, they drive up, they drive down, you see myself fixing anything. According to you, Marvin Gonzalez this morning, shopping manner for the aims, the big set of nasty people who vote for you in Beatham and Lavantil. Or let's say that MC Lavantil and Beatham will go and vote for this man who don't care about all water this morning. But me are not Jordan or Andy, and me are not big chain and not big ring. But I have two big tanks. Yeah, two big water tanks. But nobody cheering anymore the day this morning. I call in the councillor, no answer at all. Or when we take the frustration to the party bus this morning, or in that traffic jam on the highway, Mr. Good morning to some good people on the meanwhile. Mr. Good morning to Arlen Roberts, Senator Damien. Yes. And that man is a good man, but since before Christmas, that man will pass in Beatham every now and then. I just pop up, make sure and listen alright. That when it's good patriot, good citizen, especially coming out from the UNC. Let me say good morning to my real partner, Dr. Munilal. I still have some booklets here for him. What's that? Marvin Gonzalez, don't need morning. But Donny Bansi, sorry for you, boy. Every pushback I have is water, is torsion to the children.
Yeah, boy, Donny,
I hope you go to pushback 10, you know. So everybody come out of this one now. Come out of this one in Edinburgh. Is recreation gone? We coming out, Andy.
Yes.
And after that pushback, you know we're going to start midday. So when we get the date, we'll be hitting Port of Spain. We'll be hitting to the parliament, we'll be walking. And no one will infringe on our right. And our right is to go from here to there. No one shall infringe on that. That's our right of freedom. Our right of liberty. We will make sure nobody intrude on that, victimize us of that, and we will make sure and carry out our duty in the right way. Our duty is to demonstrate against this wicked administration led by a whiner man, a man who like to whine. Yeah, hear me, as I wake up, I start to study this man. You're going to dance like David dance. You come out of parliament, you ain't go dance like how David dance. You come out of parliament, you and I told them little girls this alignment before election and they beat them. Them little girls don't have no water this morning, Yeah, but when you tell me water tank of Lavantil, you ain't got nobody none beat them, you know. We gotta get rid of you. Terrence Johnson gotta go. The other one is a well so that tight up and square pocket. The former attorney general. You start then they hit the gun and see them kind of them industrial and domestic and all need to fix down here. We really going to trade, not attorney general no more. Come down and come down from there. I want you that song Andy, come down, PNM come down. Everybody come down. Let me hear that one Andy. Look on and listening.
Oh boy. Morning caller. Access raise. Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Lennox. Good morning, Cuff. Good morning, Mikey K. What I want to say this morning is pushback 4. You all push back very hard and get rid of Rowley and that PNM government. You know, I watch Rowley dance and on the pulpit. Is he going to be a preacher later on in life? He said somebody touch his soul. But I think Manning is touching his soul. And Manning is going to touch his whole body and make him walk naked on the road one of these good days. He'll be walking crazy. You know what he has done to an innocent man? Turn him, make it, do OB on him and kill him. And that OB now has gone in reverse gear. And Rowley is the next one to go because Manning is touching him and touching him very hard. And don't be surprised to see Rowley walking naked one of these days. Or he's going to Parliament naked. That would have to say, Andy. You have a nice day.
Thank you, thank you. Oh boy. Oh boy, Lennox Smith, what's the news out there when it coming to what's in the headliners? What in the headliners, Lennox Smith? Morning caller. Morning caller. Caller, morning to you. Next caller. Morning caller.
Hi, good morning, Andy, Lennox, Mikey, Cuff, and to everybody out there. Push back for Edinburgh 500 on the 16th of September, 16th of April. Andy, good morning again.
Good morning. Are you hearing me, Andy?
Yes, but let me start
you, Lennox.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Morning.
Yeah, good morning again. Andy, well, we heard yesterday from Gerald Ramdeen at that press conference that at least Kazim Ali Jr. was alive for 39 hours in those pipes. Andy, we are not going to put this down. This is not an option now. Those men were left to die in that pipe. You understand? We know Kazim Ali Jr. was badly injured. But today, 36 days later, they could have been out and they could have been recuperating with their families. Based on the autopsy report, the new autopsy findings, is that he bled out and the man died almost 39 hours after. Those lives, Andy, could have been saved, but somebody was playing God. You understand? But God is mightier than all of them. We are not going to forget this. Why did they do that? And if Keith Rowley feels that he hiding for anybody, he lied. Because what you can escape, man, you cannot escape from God. You understand? And now we hear in Stuart Young saying it will the members of the Commission of Inquiry will be sworn in soon. Well, it's soon. Christmas coming soon too, which is next 9 months. You understand? And the thing about it is, stop fooling the people. Why it is according to Gerald Ramdeen that they didn't seal off those? Why didn't the police commissioner didn't take stock? Why didn't the people do something? Why are we going to get evidence something now? And I want to tell all I have to say the word, Andy, the nastiness on them who trying to discredit Professor Daisley, right? All you can't even follow out a proper form, but all you coming to discredit the man. Look, catch all yourself here, because something went wrong that day, and Barry could release how many videos they want and get PNMI to discredit what is going on. No, that is not going to fly. That is not going to cut it. We need justice for those divers, and we need it soon. Thanks a lot, Andy.
Thank you very much. Lennox Smith, what's else going on out there when it's coming? Anyhow, today, Trinidad and Tobago is the 1st of April, that is All Fools Day, just like how Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley continued to fool, Chief Kunumunu continued to fool you all, right? Everything is all right. It's all about we getting ourselves ready, putting everything in us to head to Shogunas, Edinburgh 500 grounds, Saturday, April the 16th, right? And look at how plenty people is forget their boy days. Your boy days is, hey, today all Fool's Day, tell people getting all kind of tricks, hurting your heart, and hey, today all Fool's Day, you know. And that is what it is. Every day is all Fool's Day with Rowley. Every day with what's going on with this government is all Fool's Day for us. The only difference is everything that happening to us is real. All Fool's Day thing don't.
You're sure right, my friend, because you could have fooled me, but if what you told me this morning came from Rowley, I can tell you I'm going the opposite way. I run into paradise when he say oh, go to hell, because I know clearly that of course he being the devil that he is certainly doesn't mean well for anybody. But that being as it may, of course, I want to say belatedly, even though we didn't mention it yesterday, but we say belated congratulations to all of the C students, to all I think it's 19,000 of you. We hope that you passed for your first choice, but even if you didn't, the fact that you have participated, it is the beginning, of course, and not the end. So I'm sure that your career is ahead of you, but you have to have a good country in order to make certain that you make use of the opportunities therein, and of course achieve the standard of living and quality of life that you would like to, maybe possibly better than your parents did. And therefore, of course, you need to have a good government that will do so. And clearly, this government has demonstrated that they are not up to the task. That being as it may, of course, we have as well. One analyst is saying that Gary Griffith may well work out a deal with the UNC. That is quite a possibility. I think we had speculated that, Andy, as well. Of course, the DPP drops misbehavior charge against ex-minister Marlene McDonald. Of course, that is just one charge. She has quite a number of other charges pending. But that part of it, I think that part deals with the whole question of that $2.3 million community center in the quarry, in Eastern Quarry, I believe it is, or Makano lands. Well, that one was dropped, but the others are still there. They're pending, and they're waiting, of course, action from the DPP. Of course, another development that again, $2 million to train 300 youngsters. I wonder how beneficial that is and how significant that is, because we have a situation where this government has reduced the scholarships of 400 scholarships to 100 scholarships, and then put a bursary system very reminiscent of a PNM plan to promote PNM people, PNM hacks, PNM students of parents who are connected to the PNM, and therefore promoting, of course, mediocrity. You know, that cannot work in any society. Compare, let's say, Haiti with that of, let's say, Japan and all these other countries, and you will see that kind of biasness doesn't work. Of course, we have a number of other issues as well. I take note of what the last caller said, Ms. Santa Cruz, and yes, she's quite right. Of course, Ramdina said that at least one of the persons who died drowned in that pipeline were there for at least a couple of days, and that to me spells a lot of problems in terms of what really went wrong there. But I think that this commission of inquiry is taking too long to be inaugurated. I think OSHA has initiated a probe. I believe that their findings should be ventilated, not only just to the families, but certainly to the national community, because that is something that we would want to, of course, focus on, largely because we want to know if some of our national institutions have gone berserk and have turned anti-human and whether or not more could have been done in order to treat with that particular situation, and most importantly, what compensation must be given to the bereaved relatives and families of those persons who would have died. So those are some of the issues that I will want to address. But of course, briefly, very briefly, of course, yesterday, if you looked at yesterday's Newsday, you would see that Archbishop Barbara Grayburg did in fact respond to Dr. Rowley's offer of overture. I wouldn't call it olive branch, because I think what he did at that Baptist celebration, even though it's a PNM thing, I think it was a mockery of the Shouter Baptist community. I think it was a red letter day in terms of the level of disrespect and irreverence that Dr. Rowley demonstrated by attempting to do something. The song itself, even though was a good choice, but of course the words he was muffling, and of course he wasn't even able, of course, to strike up, as we would say in the Baptist community, a good hymn so that people can follow. But it was all about politics, and I am saying, and of course we are saying, that that is despicable, evil, diabolical, and ought not to be tolerated, and reminiscent of when he was invited to a mosque some time ago and they fell asleep. Well, the same thing here. He just made a mockery of attempt to make a mockery of the religion, and that to me offend and is offensive to all Shouter Baptists. But Archbishop Barbara Grayburg did say that no, she doesn't want a cathedral, and again, it is a reflection of the myopia and the lack of knowledge, the ignorance of this government. We did that. We went at length, met with Manning, then former Prime Minister, and told him that the Baptist community are not what they think. It is not a homogeneous grouping, but all of them have the name Baptist, yes, but they worship differently, and in such circumstances, for example, the UNC understood, because here it is, 5 parcels of 5 acre plots of land was given to 5 different African-based religion. Why? Because they understood that they worship differently, and if they would take the time to do their home lesson and their homework, having exploited the African community in general and the Baptist community in particular, the PNM would have ought to have understood by now that the Baptist community is made up of several differently worshiping entities, and therefore you must now respond in that way. In other words, if you are talking cathedral, you have to construct at least 5 cathedrals for the different denominational groups that are within the Baptist fraternity. And the Shouter Baptists were the ones that were, of course, brutalized and beaten and deprived of worshiping by that dastard piece of legislation in 1917. Of course, it was repealed in 1951, and at the same time, Basdio Pandey came and, of course, recognized the evil that was beset that particular grouping, and gave them, of course, the holiday and that 5 acre parcel of land. But as I said, if Rowley and they would do their homework and will understand what the Baptist community is all about, they would have no difficulty. That grouping, of course, that is supposed to be Christian oriented, and therefore they don't acknowledge any woman archbishop or bishop, as the case may be, as opposed to the Council of Elders, Shouter Baptist of Trinidad and Tobago, the head of which is Archbishop Barbara Grayburg. They will understand, but clearly that is not the intention. The intention is to lump all of them and assume that all of them are PNM or something like that, and therefore do an injustice to the development. But as we have said in the Council of Elders, we are focusing on education, we are focusing on health. So therefore, the presence of the kindergarten school, the presence of the primary school, and the pending secondary school and a university as well, including, of course, a hospital, those are the areas that the Council of Elders Spiritual Shouter Baptist is concerned with, and you will see our dogma and our rituals are different to those of the other arms of the Baptist community or fraternity. Let me say, Archbishop Grayburg was very particular on that day. She said in no uncertain terms, like everybody forget who got the holiday. Everybody forgot, and therefore she didn't get any funding from the government. But there are those who are prepared from within the Baptist faith and the Baptist community to exploit that. But as she rightly said, a very wise woman, she said in no uncertain terms, listen, they could try to overshadow, they can try, of course, to take credit, etc. But it's her signature that is where it matters, and that is to say, for the acquisition of those lands, and of course for the other advancement of the Baptist community, inclusive of the holiday itself. So they could jump high, they could jump low. She's the one that was in the parliament fighting for the Baptist community and the African community in all of its variants, by extension, and therefore that cannot be washed away by history or by opportunists who would come now and then pretend that they were part and parcel of this originating and pioneering effort of persons such as Archbishop Barbara Grayburg. So I thought it was important, of course, to do today what I couldn't do or didn't do yesterday, so as to give people an update as to what transpired. It was a wonderful day, and I can tell you I continue to enjoy it. And look at, of course, the corridor transformation every night, and from now until Sunday, and you will hear, of course, you will see more, and you will have a greater appreciation. Andy?
Yes, go ahead. All right. Oh boy, oh boy. So the lines are open, Trinidad and Tobago. As we said, we have a lot to discuss this morning.
Forget pushback number 4.
Yes.
Pushback number 4, yes.
It's
the
very
last
important.
one, number 3, was the awakening. Was an awakening, but this time around, tell them what it is, Andy. What's the theme?
Oh boy, the United Black Pushback
right.
Platform.
United. We are united, and we are going to the entire national community, across institutions, across various professions, across the activities that are well known in Trinidad and Tobago, whether you're a sporting group, whether you're an educational institution, whether you are a learning institution, whether you are engaged in sea activities, whether you engage in land activities, whether you engage in agriculture, whether you engage, I mean, and we can go on and on, but the fact is that this Prime Minister told the public servants, listen, I am going to stop you from getting a salary if you didn't vaccinate. Tells me whether they renege or they rescind that decision is irrelevant. The fact that you could only think about it tells me that we are in dangerous territory. We continue so to be, and this Prime Minister is even more dangerous, having regard, of course, to his several meltdowns, whether in Parliament, outside of Parliament, and therefore is something that we must keep at the uppermost of our minds, and our index finger must ultimately determine whether or not, as I said, today is what, the first day of the new month, and I'm saying that we must have some indication that the government is prepared to set the pace for an election, and of course there are other things that are going to be coming out that will force them to do exactly that. Go ahead, Andy.
Go ahead, caller. Morning.
Yeah, morning, Teddy Ground Report, Lennox, Andy, Mikey,
morning.
And a special morning to Miss Santa Cruz. Yes, pushback for the mother of all pushback. United, we stand, divided we fall. Okay, Lennox, just to take up on a couple of points. You know, I listened to you, Lennox, and I learned from you, and I would also like to pinpoint certain things that you say. You were saying that with the Baptists, right? You know, in the beginning, who are the people who were the prohibitors? Who were the laws, the prohibitors from having them perform their ceremonial worship? Lennox?
Yes, of course. Well, the colonial masters are those who were immediately after.
Lennox, right. While we on that, who foremost are the same Baptist people who are their demigods presently. Not the same colonial masters, Lennox. So we are our own detractors, our own destroyers. Because likewise of that, right? The PNM is the power masters in the country right now, and they too, like they had suffered the colonial master that suffered the spiritual Baptists, right? Just so the PNM are suffering their own supporters, right? Presently, right? And we need. I don't know how. I don't know. I suggested that Andy, Amal, and you and Roger and the company walk through Raventhill house to house, meet them, ask them what is their problem, what is their what do you think is their solution, right? Sit down on a house to house basis, right? And talk with them, and according to Andy, you see if you could woo them over, right? So something has to be done, because they are their own enemies, because they are suffering, and the people who are suffering is the PNM, and they keep on doing it over and over. So there's where the problem is, to get these diehard PNM people out of their suffering zone and show them there's a better light, right? And I think Andy and Robert Amar and the entourage, the trade unions and them, right, should venture there and try to seek solicit with.
Man, we'll solicit this and solicit that and solicit my foot. At the end of the day, it's all about Trinidad and Tobago, and if Laventhill people or Caranach people or because I could say the same thing, the Dong Debe Penal, all right, we only get 9,000 people so far. Debe Penal have about 30,000-40,000 people living in our constituents. They had to come out too the same way. And nobody are going to solicit nobody. Why would anybody need to solicit anybody if it is everybody that have an eye and could see? We'll see who blind and all seeing what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. And the importance of everybody, whether it be the Laventhill people, whether it be the Debe Penal people, it must be Trinbagonians, because at the end of the day it's Trinbagonians, Trinidad and Tobagonians. And I would like Trinidad and Tobagonians to come out in your thousands, because that is the only thing going to work for us. Well, yes, with what Lennox Smith mentioned there, that is how it is. They really treats the Baptist people if it go, and I and all could be hard on them, because again, them all right, them don't want no school, them want no church, them ain't have no unity. Government gets some Baptists, the government ain't get the next one. So the Baptists that get them the holiday, which is as Bishop that was in the forefront fighting for that holiday, she parting and none because she was with UNC. I tell you all where it's gone and what the stupidness that going on right now. And the Baptists that stay with the PNM, them eating. And them get.
And that is a fact. That's a fact, Andy.
And all that boys down to Trinidad and Tobago again. It's them is the man in wrong, you know. The man in wrong, you know. Them is their own enemies. And instead, these same people, that's why you don't see them coming out so. All right, look. Miss Burke advocate there for, hey, this primary school, this, the one hospital, the that, however. So how she gonna get that? Sit down there? And how? For who gonna hear she? The PNM don't have all you. I fed up give everybody the story when you have something. When you don't have something. You know, see a nice girl. You're growing up, you're going to school, you know you finish school, you're interim. You're intern, you know, when you now see that girl and you'll carry she. theater, you're going to permanent hold hand. Might bust a button on the back on the forehead or accordingly. Massage the knee, because some of them young girls moving like old girls. Yeah, you do all of that. And majority of the time, after you get through that girl, woman just do the same thing too. And after you do get through there, would you spend that time and give all that effort? Some do, yes. But most in spending that time and giving that effort again. The PNM don't have the Baptist community. The PNM don't have one of our major ethnic groups. The PNM have them. So, that's why when PNM come in power, they don't have to study them because they know them will continue. I just rather support one of my own. You see me when you see they want to hear about the PNM again, but yet still they go still vote for them still. You see me? I interested in my God and all kind of stupid talk. Why only feel the UNC always the street only better? They don't have all you. I can say that plain. They don't have all this, so even if they don't want to give, they have to give we. Why do they give we? Because they need we, they want we. Because without we, they can't gain power. So we quicker get something from the UNC or from the next ethnic group, major group in Trinidad and Tobago, than we get from the PNM. The PNM have we. UNC them need we. And we still in learn how to negotiate and put things in place to maximize on all of them who want we, have we, need we. So pick out sense out of nonsense, black people. Pick sense out of nonsense. The PNM have we. So they don't have to deal with me. You don't have some, you buy a barrow, you have a day that your barrow. Hey, you don't have a car, that your car, that your house, you don't hire. If you feel to paint over your house, if you feel to do what? You want to mash down your house and be the next one that yours, you have it. So that's why the PNM, the street vary, one of the major ethnic groups like that. And the next ethnic group, major group, don't have we, they need we. We expect to treat you better. When you watch something, you have to, why you feel look how much things African people, look how much things the East-West corridor or African people achieve under UNC or from Basio, Pande, all of them. Tell me things. Look at how much. Me no political leader, no party. Right? It's just like to tell it as it is. And why do we need that PNM work to do, that UNC work to do, and all those different things. I now remember Natek or nothing like that, or however it go. But when we're talking, you talk, we had to talk the truth.
But Andy?
Yes, man.
Yeah, but it's a case of group dynamics really, and some historical antecedent that we have to build into this thing. I will not totally discard the last caller's suggestion, because firstly, by individual and groups, they take longer to be deconditioned. If you are influenced over time, human beings take some time, of course, to see the light. So that it is not uncommon for a person to say, I go stay with my own, even though the teeth falling out, the house, decrepit, they living in squalor, and so on. But of course, incrementally, once the education becomes part and parcel of their daily dose of information, like what we are doing here. Because let me tell you this, because of the influence of Ground Report and other elements such as these, people's eyes are opened now. That will not mean that there will be a immediate change, but certainly incrementally we are seeing it. At one time, the UNC, let's say a decade and a half ago, the UNC couldn't even enter Laventille. And when you see flags, the UNC flags on the Beetham and along the eastern main road in Laventille and so on, you then say, well, listen, the place is coming of age. So people take longer collectively and individually to see the light. But when that is seen, nothing could change it. PNM is catching the tail, of course, to win elections right now, as we have seen. Even in the 2020 elections, even though they are in office, they are not comfortable. It's a very tenuous lead. They have only 22 seats, and if, let's say, for sure the 2 seats in Tobago have gone from what we know and from what we can comprehend, what that leaves them with 20 seats.
At the end of the day,
that the UNC has 19. You see, so I'm simply saying that we cannot totally discard these statements that are being made, because at the end of the day, we know there is the gerrymandering. We know that the incumbency and the longevity of the PNM, and they have, of course, infiltrated most of the institutions that matters, including, of course, the EBC. We know all of that, and our job is to, of course, bring that to the fore, bring that to the consciousness of the people. And you are quite right. Eventually, people will have to see the light, because if the UNC would have done more for them than the PNM, and the PNM, of course, will do more for the sprinkling of Indians within the party itself, and try to get as much Indians as possible. We know where the game is, and the African community
that is what I was trying to tell them.
understand that.
Look at pull it out what I was trying to tell them. PNM does do for the Indians what it is the UNC does do for the African community.
But there's another dynamic that you have to look at as well. That the Indians are much more ambitious than that of the Africans generally, and therefore they will do well compared, because it was Rowley himself of all the days. On Emancipation Day, he said he is disappointed with the Africans, meaning that the Africans are the lowest rung of the socio-economic ladder. So that speaks volumes. Whilst, of course, the Indian so-called government will reinforce something that is culturally ingrained in the Indian, meaning that they will advance if they get opportunity, they advance themselves. That is not the case with the Africans, and they have to be prodded, and they have to be they have to be told, and they have to be, of course, re-educated and re-indoctrinated, and a number of things has to happen. Whilst, of course, that small group, that 1% made up of different groupings, but a major part is the smallest among us in terms of ethnicity that are dominating the 80% of the private wealth in the country. All of these things are very, very, very important for along the East-West corridor, where 1/3 of all the constituencies that would determine whether a government come into office or not resides. And we have a real task. I want to accept that. But I will not put it beyond us to have the capacity. Listen, pushback number 4, for example, and don't talk for pushback number 1, 2, and 3. And that tells you, because there's a ethnic mix that shows up the number of Africans inside of that. It's not that there's an overpreponderance of Indians. I don't know if you have observed that, but I would love if you could confirm whether or not there appear to be a balance, or there's an overwhelming amount of Africans that follow this pushback movement. I mean, I would love to get your own opinion on it.
Yes, a mixed thing. But at the end of the day, Trinidad and Tobago, with all of that, was just to say again that we had two major races in Trinidad and Tobago, 2 major cultures, and in the politics, there's 2 major parties. Right? We have some like sprinkle parties here coming up here and there, however it go. Right? When that time reaches at the end of the day, you have a choice when the election day comes.
Back in your
Whether
own
to
best
organize
interest, that is what they're saying.
and vote for the present government, the PNM, organize whether you make your decision to vote for the opposition, or whether you make your decision to vote for the Philip Alexander, or you make your decision to vote for all whatever sprinkle groups that it have. The reality is it have 2 major parties. At this point in time, Trinidad and Tobago have not been mobilized really yet, with no other political party in Trinidad, in fact, Trinidad itself. And that just what the PNM just do. When they're in power, they make sure, yes, they feed their Indian people because they don't have them. They want them. They want them continue to fight down maybe the rest of that major culture. And they gain them and left out their major supporters. And when you check with the UNC, when them around them just do them just make sure and handle because they want we, they don't have we. And whoever else, if they leave out the PNM, the UNC, and whoever come in there, them now might come with, they go feed all 2. It might be a mix now. Feed all 2 because they don't have all 2. And it could go on and on and on, right? So let me make all the decisions in a smart, very bright way. Right? I don't want to go in that direction because again, the major political parties are to handle their stories. We have our own to handle, which is push back for. Right? We have been in the forefront. Yes, we have been, and have been getting a lot of results from since pushback 1 to 3. And many of the changes that Trinidad and Tobago has seen at this point in time have everything to do, or mostly everything to do, with the pushback movement, because it's the only people, force, and movement at that point in time when everybody locked down, when nobody don't want to do this, nobody want to do that, no, everybody frightened to stand up for your rights, we rights. You, the members of the pushback movement, we have to give ourselves a round of applause and keep up the fight.
Andy, and I want to send you to the top of the class for acknowledging and emphasizing that, because it cannot be overemphasized that approach to social change and recognition. We cannot underestimate or underscore or underrepresent the impact that would have had in the Tobago elections, for example, and the outcome on both counts, whether the tie or the overwhelming defeat of the PNM. And we expect that to continue with, of course, Pushback 4 and other initiatives that will go to supplement and to complement what we are doing, because yes, we have some international, regional, and other initiatives that we are taking. The first quarter of this year has come. It is here. This is the first of the second. This is the first day of the second quarter of the year. I am not satisfied. I know that you are not satisfied. We are not satisfied. That a reshuffling, that relieving of the measures, I'm talking about the public health measures, that is not sufficient. I am not even satisfied with Dr. Rowley's public spats and meltdown, and of course what I consider to be his bigotry on our Baptist Day podium. That is not sufficient. What we want to hear is a date for elections, and so long as that is not forthcoming, we will continue, of course, to pile on until that time comes. Evil could never prevail over good.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So now we get on to business. based again Trinidad and Tobago on why we need to come out. Saturday, April 16th, Edinburgh 500 grounds, Shogunas. Push back for the united platform. You come out as everything that we all ever wanted will be as initiated. We will be heading to the tongue. Remember that.
We say to
but
you,
that have everything to do with you, the people. That have everything to do with you, the people. Remember that. While we will never give up on Wassa, all that is why we have to come out. Because the water problem in Trinidad and Tobago could be fixed. While many places right now instead of getting water. While Wassa is totally a political party. Total, whole politics in Wassa. That's why Wassa is being destroyed. Anything politics hit in too much, being destroyed. Look, TSTT. And with all what was said this morning to now, we're not giving up on TSTT, cable and wireless. No. So Trinidad and Tobago. Now it's time for you to hear more when it comes to TSTT, cable and wireless. Our money, our shares, that whole bubble. Lisa Agard. I'm not saying that Lisa Agard is in bubble. I'm just saying Lisa Agard being somebody that have been bounced around throughout Trinidad in the telecommunications industry. There's the time. Researcher.
Guys, good morning, researcher. That's the woman that was with Nilemasi Communications or something like that?
Yep.
All right, I hear you. And of course, what was it?
Nilemasi Communications Mobile.
Bought by TSTT. When Emily Elias was the chairman, who said that he had no obligation to the cabinet. That's the same relationship.
Boy, I also believe that they maybe had at a point in time part to do with remember it have a Masi. I believe them have a part to do with this next new one to always call it Waste TSTT now. I think we had that internet. Cough. Where's the name of the internet? Always call that company.
Amplia.
I think they maybe had thing to do with Amplia and all. But all of that will be boy.
Just want to refresh the memory of the population of the incestuous relationship according to Rowley. He loves to make that what I consider to be disconnected but very relevant statement, because when he says that, it means that they're too close for comfort.
Boy,
but he says incestuous.
Researcher number one, you so correct, Lennox Smith. It's madness. Today, Trinidad and Tobago, again, the ground report program, researcher number one, and all the researchers, including yourselves, that continue to the end of the day. While people talk, we have to continue to mind our business in this fight, people's fight, pushback fight, in trying to organize to keep employment for our people, keep our assets, and stop any government that in power from doing this kind of madness that is going on. And all these loopholes have to clog.
Yes, and of course, procurement legislation gutted, and then you have 200 times members of the cabinet recuse themselves on the basis of conflict of interest. In other words, on the basis of corruption, potential unreal, organized and superintended and managed and orchestrated by a prime minister who is supposed to be head of government, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley. Nah.
Researcher.
That's impossible in a democracy.
Go ahead, talk to the people.
Morning, Andy. Morning, Lennox. Morning,
Good morning to you, my friend. I just wanted to give you a prelude to what you may have to say, but go ahead.
Thank you again for that, Mr. Lennox Smith, the big word man. Yeah, Lennox, it's a word there. I had to jump on Google one time. I'm going to that dictionary and to figure out this stuff.
Oh boy! So while we are laughing, researcher, let them know what's going on again when it's coming to we assets, we money.
But Andy, I want to take it real slow this morning. Boy. I need to keep my composure because we need the people to understand exactly what we're facing right about now. Right? Now, I'm just going to get a fast breakdown of the events that took place from February 2020 to February 2022. Now, keep in mind, February 2020 is almost on par with the so-called COVID-19 outbreak pandemic globally. Keep in mind, February 2020 is on par with all the shutdowns and the lockdowns and we had a tighten we belt here and we had a squeeze all here and we had a squeeze all there. So I'm going to give a short chronology of events here with respect to our government and their interactions with a Jamaican-faced company. I didn't say Jamaican-based sulfur. A Jamaican-faced company. Because this Cornerstone has a history. Cornerstone was originally incorporated in St. Lucia, an offshore company, Andy Williams. They re-domiciled, they move out, and they gone across to Barbados. They have a series of trust arrangements in place with different financial institutions, whether it's Sagicor or whether it's who. Right? They like to deal with Sagicor, keep that name in mind. They like to deal with JMMB. And we know when we talk in JMMB talk, I like to refer to a gentleman called Mr. Leachin, who allegedly sold his majority shareholding in JMMB to some other startup companies, as I refer to them. Coincidentally, that was the same material time that we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, took up our shares that Home Mortgage Bank owned in JMMB because banking is a lucrative business. We took our shares and entrusted it to Leachin's local company run by Minister Young's brother, Angus Young. We gave that company, we entrusted our shareholding to them for them to sell the shares, apparently, on our behalf. At a loss, I might say, based on the price that it was sold on the stock exchange when we did our analysis with trading on the Jamaican Stock Exchange. But we're not dealing with that here today. We want to focus on who is Berita, what is Berita, and what is their claim to fame. Now, in April, just so they're handy, in April 20, oh, I didn't tell you yet, in February 2020, First Citizens Investment Services went onto our local primary market here and borrowed $200 million. In April 2020, they went and made a loan of $25 million to one Cornerstone Financial Group. Cornerstone Investments, Cornerstone Financial, Cornerstone United Jamaica, whatever you want to refer to them as. This is the parent company of Barita Investments Limited. In September 2020, two things took place. First, Citizens went and borrowed investment services, that is, another $25 million, $169 million TT dollars worth of money, and simultaneously, or I should say, within that same month, they went and purchased in a so-called APO, an additional public offering, the first batch of shares in Barita Investments Limited. Now, anytime you're going to make an investment, and as I show Colin Mimbert and Keith Rowley and Faris Alwari, if they are going to make investments into anything, if it's to buy a motor car to sell it back like Faris, whatever it is, whatever they have to make sure that, hey, we had to at least break even or we had to make money. This had to be an investment worth the while. You can't come and sell me a Porsche Cayenne and then when I reach home and I pull out the sign, I realize it's a Nissan or a Toyota. I must get Porsche Cayenne worth from a Porsche Cayenne money that I put in out. So the first block of shares that First Citizens bought in same September 2020,
and Trinidad and Tobago, First Citizens, Trinidad and Tobago are we bank. We the people of Trinidad and Tobago own that bank. Right? Why we can't get no loans? Why we can't get no loans? Yeah. And we catching we tail to get loans. We bank. Men up there. The big boys that running First Citizens. Gain way loan, gain way money. Yeah. We know with we Trinidad and Tobago.
In the middle of COVID, keep that in mind. Go ahead. In the middle of COVID. Go ahead. We don't have no money. We don't have no money to get nobody thing again because we locked down and we help all already. And if we had a lockdown again, it had no money to help nobody. Those are the statements the Prime Minister was telling us. He said the last lockdown, don't mind him, he still have people who waiting for that grant since then. I don't know. I could be wrong. I just talking. Right? Because this is stupidness we saying don't allowing to happen under our nose. So, the first block of shares First Citizens purchase was in excess of 54 million shares in an additional public offering.
Yeah, wait, it is. When you explain it, make sure, say, we bank First Citizens Bank. Yeah, say we bank First Citizens Bank. So people go understand you're talking we money. So I feel like feel it more because that people is what it is as there's the we money or there's the go ahead.
Yeah, we money. We bank First Citizens Bank went and purchased at $52 a share in the additional public offering in September. We went and purchased $54 million plus, 54 million shares, sorry, right, at $52 Jamaican, and this worked out to almost 20 million US we paid for it. The exact figure is 19.87 million US, or when you hear the Jamaican dollars, don't study it. That's small money when you're hearing billion and billion, right? But it is our money that they're taking and carrying across the Jamaica, exporting across the Jamaica. 2.82 billion Jamaican, almost 3 billion Jamaican. Keep that figure 3 in your mind. I want you to keep that in your mind. I know why I tell you that Jamaican big figure. 3 billion Jamaican or 19.87 million US dollars. Andy, for that amount of money, we got second place in the top 10 shareholders of Barita, with a shareholding, Andy, not of Cornerstone have 74, 75%, three-quarter the shareholding, and we there with a 20 self. No, we only got 5% shareholding. 5%. 5%.
How?
Wait now. Look, what we go find out? They had to explain to me. 5% shareholding we got Andy Williams for our 20 million US dollars. And we already gave them 25 million US dollars in the April one. So far, Andy, we have invested for the owners of Barita $45 million as of September 2020. We hand them 20 million and buy. Yeah, we hand them 20 million US and buy the rubbish shares at $52, which 2 years to 2016, the average price was $4.20. 2015, it was $2 plus, Andy Williams. You hear what I'm telling you? $2. $2 hungry dollars. Only when the announcement was made that, hey, we going and buy out, somebody going and buy out Barita, the share price start to balloon. I'm showing you how this is a game.
Nobody, somebody, is we? Because of that type of money. That is we.
Yeah, correct.
When we buy it out, how we only have 5% shares?
Watch now, man. Andy, I don't know if Cup just want to start to pull up anything. No, just let it run on the screen too. No, we go just talk to suit no boy. But people are to see, you know, seeing that be a kind of believing thing too, my brother. Anyway, here what going on here, Andy. So in September 2020 now, we get 5% shareholding for that 20 million US. Now, we pay $52 Jamaican for a share, something that just the other day was trading for $2 plus. Right? In 2013, in a market report from a market analysis report from the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, you know what Barita was doing? Barita was fighting. It had a month when they balling, a company called Pulse overpowered Barita this month to be the top declining company in value on the stock exchange. So Barita was fighting on the other end of the spectrum, Andy Williams, right? You know how the Razzies, they were fighting to be the top loser. Nevertheless, situations happen in life, and sometimes things work for the better. Apparently that happened for them. Along with NCB Global Finance, now NCB Merchant Bank, Trinidad and Tobago.
Stuart Young family them bank.
Correct is right.
Wow.
Correct is right. December, Andy Williams, December the 4th, 2020. So the current standing here now is Cornerstone has 75% shareholding. First Citizens have 5% shareholding. But wait, we reach December the 4th here now, 2020. First Citizens investment went on the floor of the stock exchange and me like, hey, Andy had 12 million shares. Hey, Andy, you're selling it? I'm buying it. First Citizens went and paid now, Andy, $90 a share. So in 2 months, brother.
Oh my God.
In 2 months, at the end of September, you pay $52 and you buy 54 million. In less than 2 months and change, Andy Williams, on December the 4th, you go on and buy 12 million at $90 a share. This share was trading for $2 and something cents. Alright. We go in again. So that now run the people of Trinidad and Tobago, we money at FCB, that FCB go in and borrow money to go and buy out Barita and lend out money to Barita, foreign exchange that they ball it didn't even have money for we to buy vaccine, which was probably a good thing anyway.
Making
But
everything, boy, them men under the stewardship of Rowley and the PNM.
$90. So who are the people across at First Citizens Investment Services that are seeing about our business and our money? Andy, this is our money.
Nobody had to tell we, let call out the names of the people that dealing with we money. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have to know. Because
it has certain smart people across by FCB, and I don't know what's going on with them. Like these days, they must be too smart. Well, anyway, we go get to that. We ain't laying it at nobody's feet there yet. We laying it at a man's feet that came in October 2021. A man called the Minister of Finance that has the final say. You know, the other day in a press conference, man. Last year, he said, you know, in other words, I using my terms, that's not quote-unquote words. He said, you know, we don't like to micromanage the banks, you know, we controlling First Citizens, and look, we controlling Republic too, you know, but we don't really micromanage Republic. If Republic choose to go and buy shares in Ghana where Leon went across and get citizenship or whatever, there ain't no harm in that. If Republic choose to go and buy out thing in the Cayman Islands and try to buy Scotia Bank in Ghana, we ain't no harm in that. So in the same way, we don't jostle FCB now, but let me tell you something, Andy Williams. They will be made to account. So I'm showing you how the rationale he used to sidestep the media to show that, hey, me I really jumpy in them. But he said, if it getting out of hand, in other words, we go have to rein them in. You know, to see if they're making good investments and palm it off like a joke. He said that in an August press briefing on August the 16th. I like to deal with dates. He come back in October and put it on the record here that reached throughout the Caribbean. How he tried Senator Mark. He deal with Senator Mark because what Burita we invest in here, and since we invest, the share value jump and we made 130 million because the share value increase. Partner, you ain't make no money because the share value increase. Because all you only buying out Burita them shares, Burita Finance, Burita this, but you doing the buying, you doing the spending of the money.
Call him but buying it just
Column Button Company Limited. Because you have the final say and you put it on the record that you agree and you give it your blessing. You understand? So whether you sanction it or not, you give it your full blessing. Okay, we go find out. I hope you can answer when the day reach. December the 4th, 2020, we went and buy 12 million shares at $90 a share. This cost us, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, $7.47 million US, and it roughly 1.08 billion Jamaican dollars. Going again. So let me pause for a pause there. So what you're trying to tell me is from April 2020, right? You're going and lend Burita, Burita parent company Cornerstone, I like to be categorically correct, 25 million US. Then you come and you buy shares in September and it run you almost 20 million US. Then you come to get them a little Christmas bonus, right? 3 weeks before Christmas, and you spend the next almost 8 million US. Now let me get this thing done back here now, Andy. 8 and 20 is 28. Are you wrong enough? Right? If they want to be thinking about 27, well, we go put it at 27. 27 million US, you hand them there in 2 months. Forget the $25 million loan. But let me ask you something, Andy. After all of that, we only owned 6.11% of Burita. Let me go back here now to 2018, Andy Williams. Andy Williams in 2018, Cornerstone made a takeover bid on July the 19th. So if people want to pull the documentation, verify, download a copy of the takeover document, what they claim that they're going to do, what they propose to do, a prospectus, right? They propose to pay, Rita and she boys across in Barita, a company that they boast has 40 years long standing. Is the according to him, but is the oldest. It's there since 1977. It's the oldest company, stock brokerage company on the Jamaican stock market. Blah blah blah. What? It's $2 plus a share. The company was trading for. You here paying 50 something and $90 and $80 a share going down the road. So as of December 2020, just in buying shares to get 6% ownership in this company, we the people at Trinidad and Tobago spent over 27 million, heading up to 28 million US. Let me go back to 2018, July the 19th, 2018. Cornerstone made it clear to the Jamaican Stock Exchange that we propose to buy out Barita. We are offering them a buyout price of $9.20. Cornerstone bought $334 million, 334 million shares from Barita, and they paid $9 plus per share. In August 2018, Cornerstone effectively became the largest shareholder in Barita. Andy, you know how much money that worked out to? 3.076 billion Jamaican. 3 billion Jamaican. Andy, the value of those shares at that material time that they paid this 3.076 billion, Andy, that the worth of those shares, let me talk in US dollars and not just billion, was 23.4 million US dollars. Andy, I now tell you, so you telling me that these fellas take 23 million US dollars and them own 75% of the company, 75% of the dividend that you hear in. If they make $1 billion Jamaican in dividends, 750 million of that Jamaican dollars going to Cornerstone. And Trinidad and Tobago at that material time, 6%. You hearing what I'm telling you? Yeah. And we in 2 months, we put up more money than them.
In 2 months,
and in 2 months, we ain't reached nowhere
yet. More money than what them pay for the whole company.
Thank you very much.
We put more money than what them put out for the whole company. And we only own 6%. When the company put out less money, own 75%.
At that time. 6% at that time. It ain't done yet. We now start. That was the end of December 2020. In the middle of COVID. In the middle of when Rowley saying, God, you had to find money. You had to buy vaccine. Oh God, Moderna getting approved. Pfizer getting approved. Oh God, how to get money, how to get vaccine, how to buy vaccine. Right? You're borrowing, not borrowing, you're withdrawing billions in US dollars, billions of TT dollars in USD from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. 100 million this month, 100 million, 600 million in a row US. You take out 294 before that. Whop. Plus you're borrowing from all them. Latin America Bank, this one. COVID, we need help all here. We need help. Billions of dollars borrowing. But you're taking we monies and funneling it out. Loading it on a boat and send it out. Fly it out on a plane. FedEx that money out of here. And then come into tax we. And tell we about property tax on him. Keith Rowley, let me tell you something yesterday, boy. You're a madman, soldier. Let me tell you something. When I tell you you're a madman, I don't mean that with no kind of respect whatsoever. I mean it just how it's sung. You're a stark raving madman. and we not going to put up with it here. You see, let me tell you something. You wouldn't be the first ruler that went mad, you know. It had a king called Nebuchadnezzar II. Back in 600 BC. He went mad for a short stint too. God had to humble him and let him know what time it is. And then bring him back to his right senses and save his soul. So although I may not like you as the prime minister, as the head of the cabinet, as the man in charge of the executive of this republic and this country, at the end of the day, I also have a duty to try to help you like I'm trying to do for myself, to change your ways so your soul go get saved, brother. Wake up before you end up like King Nebuchadnezzar, eating grass like a madman out there, no, brother.
Nice.
Careful what you're doing for people, no, brother. All right.
Right, no.
Yes, sir.
No.
So,
right. We're going on to now because I thought it was Lisa Aga we was going to deal with, but
yeah, boy, Andy, we dealing with everything. I trying. When I'm rushing now, boy, because I was trying to get everything on fast.
All right.
And,
so go ahead. So you reach.
I want people to understand what's going on with we money.
All right.
Why we have to push back. Yeah, that you follow me?
Yes,
we get watch now. You don't call it. You just call it the topic, and we dealing with it. So help us, God.
Right. So
the Lord running the whole place.
So to make a long story short, with that, with all what it is you just tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago, is that First Citizens Bank is being filtered out, mashed up, bought out in all kind of ways with the monies that can help build back Trinidad and Tobago. It has some smart men, but out there filtering all the money away. And
questionable investments. Questionable investments.
Questionable investments.
Researcher, let me ask something. How similar is that scenario to the 100 million that was taken out of Republic Bank again at Trinidad and Tobago Bank, our bank, and invested in Naikwan? Naikwan, remember that? And of course the project blew up.
Over 100 million, and what they have holding for it? A rubbish plan. I remember from day one we saying it can't work. That it designed to fail. The everything with respect to gas to liquid, the men who in gas to liquids in a big way just ball and throw their frame. Naikwan with that peep squeak waste time plan that design that bound to fail. You understand? I don't know who know otherwise. Anyway,
and again, is it that the connection to the principles of this country, the decision makers, the executive, both the prime minister and that of the finance minister, by the person who brought the idea, the owner? We understand that they're buying up a lot of land on the north coast, but Did your research take you to where he came from? That's the man who was the lobbyist.
Boy, that man, let me tell you about that man, Lennox, man.
Go ahead.
Oswald Gill, right?
Right.
This man, majority of the monies. Let me stop that statement and let me rewind and take it back.
But watch, rest now. We finished deal with because again. Because I sign to get lost, and I don't want the people to get lost too. Right.
Okay,
so
no problem,
we finished deal. We finished for now. Right. So for now, we finished dealt with what going on with all right. Just now. Let me just think so I will understand. Because again, all right. So we deal with First Citizens Bank with the Barutas investment.
Right, but
right. So. What we was getting at is that the government under the stewardship of the midget, which is Colin Burt, have invested more in we money in a company than our next company who invests
than the
owners of the company itself.
Than the so-called owners. Yeah, the owner calling them the so-called owners.
All right.
That's right. 6% in the company.
And that, what going on there, will only lead to destruction of First Citizens. Meaning,
in the long term.
Meaning, technically, as a government-run institute, or own institute, like others, will get mashed up. Most likely,
Right.
First Citizens will
And
be dead no
also,
more.
Andy,
Or when
it will lead to the destruction of people who have assets mortgaged at FCB. Anytime FCB tanks, which we can claim couple $100 million go cause FCB to crash, I go never make that statement. But if this is something going on in the full view of the public, we don't know what other activity or investments that is taking place with First Citizens. We know about this because this company skyrocketed out of nowhere from being this humble company from back in 1977 coming up the road. Piper money being paid out to all of a sudden now, billions of Jamaicans, etc., being paid out now in dividends. Understand what I'm saying?
Hey, boy. That's people just getting we money back free. Get all the brain boys, all them big money man and them.
Pay back down here. We had to find property tax and pay inflated food prices and all kind of inflationary thing they dumping on we here and telling me about thing and shipping and what. Them fellas over doing it by Andy boy, them businessmen and
so
them boy.
There's way come like.
Them fellas wicked boy.
So
I
what?
tell nice way to put it.
So what?
Yeah.
So how it is now, because I'm breaking it down, I want to break it down. So yeah.
Yes.
So how it is now is like, you know, everybody's watch the URP. Where the URP, sometimes you go here, it have a gang, they better nobody, but people are being paid.
Right.
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 So them monument to the top, they come like the URP gang, but what they're getting the money from is First Citizens Bank.
Well,
So
right.
without doing any work, nothing in happening. No
food, drink that juice.
Everybody who have investments there just receiving Trinidad and Tobago money without doing anything. Just he push up a pen.
Yeah, and couple phone calls or me and all that related information.
So
WhatsApp message.
so that's our next way.
Phone.
Hey,
burn up. I don't know.
But watch.
Yeah.
That is our next. So that means. So you the masses, Trinidad and Tobago, when you all will watch corruption on the level of the URP or these small levels, where sometimes when the mark bus, you may hear that is a 10 million or you might hear it's a 50 million or all those different things. With what it is researcher and the ground report is trying to show you all today is that it is a URP going on up there, but instead of the 10 million and the 50 million, it is hundreds of millions, billions of dollars that are.
And by the way, it's legal, eh? That is what makes it so deadly. It is legal. It is taking place under our very nose. It is legal what they're doing.
All right, but would it have any way? Unethical. But yes, unethical. But would it have any way that the people of Trinidad and Tobago, under change of government, will be able to not fix back, but go for assets, deal with all these people? It have any way will we be able to get justice or get back our money? Yeah.
Yeah, what them want to do, and them want to do it fast so that we can try to save we money, actually make something, and at least get back the monies that we putting out and the like.
Yeah. So what Colin and Bert and the PNM government have to do? Let's hear.
They had to sell the shares that they have in Barita. Right now, there's now up to 90 million shares. Right, 7.44%. It raised from 6.11. I'll explain how shortly.
No, but watch.
They need to sell those shares at the current price.
All right, but pause it. You say it is 90. But remember, if it is we, it's who is the bigger buyers. Who gonna buy it? When remember you say it's gone from $2. So who gonna buy it?
Thank you very much. The people in Cornerstone. Do you know the so-called founder of Cornerstone? He ain't buy one share. This Paul Simpson, the young boy who they like to talk, and then I show he and Rita Lewin hugging up and thing when she retired. What kind of star boy thing? Right? Must be driving little fancy car and whatever the case may be. Do you know that he don't own one Barita Investment Limited share? You hear why I now tell you? Me asking you know. That's on the Jamaican Stock Exchange. Paul Simpson, 0. Paul Simpson, 0. Every 3 months. Paul Simpson, 0. So you know your thing so lucrative. It worth so much. These shares is the best thing since sliced bread. You ain't want to buy one, cousin? Nah, man. Andy,
No, well then
this
we
thing
did.
is
Well then,
done
no. Well
for
then, well
I'm
researcher.
not
Just so,
laughing, but it hurts, you know?
but researcher. Well then, no,
Uh-huh.
either or. We did with that money. We had to call it loss because again, if it
I'm
is your
telling you.
advice, if your advice to the government of Trinidad and Tobago right now, in order
Yeah.
for we to save some face, is that the government
Yeah.
of Trinidad and Tobago have to sell our shares, which is $90 million. 90 million, not
90
million dollars.
million shares.
90 million
90 million
shares,
shares.
which
Uh-huh.
it will be lucrative for the price it is at this point in time. But the short call to that or the shortfall to that is
Nobody gonna buy it.
nobody going to buy it. So it means
You only stupid people. You only stupid people buying Barita Investment Limited shares right now. It's some stupid people in a place called Trinidad and Tobago. You understand where I'm coming from?
oh my God.
I'm sorry to
So-
say it so.
Researcher, so how did
Uh-huh.
how does he now own it? Is it that the true cornerstone? That is what you're saying? And because
Who is
you're
that?
saying that he doesn't have any
No,
share.
No, remember, I chose my words
Yeah.
carefully. Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead.
Paul Simple. I could put a man as a president of a company. I could put him as CEO. I could put him as chairman, all in one. I could pay him for 3 portfolios. And at the end of the day, through a simple series of trust arrangements, Lennox Smith,
Oh, I
he
see,
don't
right,
own one
right,
thing. He
Right.
owns nothing. He found the company, he registered the company, he opened the company, he signed documents on behalf of the company, but
In
he
reality,
owns
he
nothing.
is a
What's
beneficial,
that? If they tell him,
a beneficial owner. I hear you.
if they tell him jump out a vehicle, he had to jump out. You understand? Now,
Right,
mind you, we love to be categorically correct here on the ground report. He owns 800,000 shares in Cornerstone.
Cornerstone, right. I understand.
Those 800,000 shares is only 1.58% of the shareholding. So don't let the
Alright.
800,000 sound big for you. The majority shareholder in Cornerstone is a company called Productive Active Solutions. And you see, when you try to trace these companies, but I am letting them know today that the good Lord will put it in place that we will get the information, come what may. Right? We will get the information from across the Caribbean. Even if we have to go to Canada, we will get the information, so help us God.
And
That's
you wouldn't be
what it is.
surprised if some names from Trinidad show up.
All right. So let me think because we want to go on
big
TSTT. So just now, think.
No problem.
Because remember we want to go on TSTT there now
Right.
too, right?
Right,
So
let me just rush on the end of this here and jump straight to
no. Let me pause
No.
on this here for now. Whereby,
Pause on this, okay.
right? No. We're gonna continue. So it's like here it is. The only savior for this is that we had to organize and sell we shares, which is 90 million shares. The
Right, and
problem
we
we're
had to
gonna
find
bounce
somebody
up.
more stupid than we could do that.
We had to find somebody more stupid than Trinidad and Tobago to buy
Yeah.
we shares because
To buy
technically
we shares.
the company have no value, right?
Yeah.
So-
it's we, the Cornerstone men, and stupid Trinidad and Tobago right below that.
At
Yeah.
least at the share
So-
value that they would want to earn some kind of profit from it or break even.
You're right.
No, but
That
what
is-
we
that is
be,
the
no,
only
but then,
way.
but Lennox Smith, what he technically tell me there too is, it don't have no profit to earn, or even not a Nile to break. Because again, even if we want to sell with 90 million shares, nobody
Yeah,
gonna buy
I
it.
understand that.
It worth
I understand that.
nothing.
That's the case somebody, yeah. Okay.
Nothing.
So that means
Yeah.
we lost.
It's a big bubble, it's a balloon.
So we lost.
That's why Simpson and care to buy one or half of our share. Let it blow, let it explode.
So that means we lost how much money?
Whenever we have a crossing Cornerstone, we go lock that down. Barita could tank. That is a publicly traded company. We don't have no time.
All
I
right.
sign on to this deal here because I go get this and I go get that and I go get the other. What happened to them Barita investors, small investors who had a little 5,000 and 2,000 and depending on that to bring a little dividend for them and think fire on them. When it crash, hard luck. You pay $90 for it. You pay $52 for it in our APO in September 2020. You pay $80 for it in our APO in September 2021. But the share price fall long to $10. You had to take that and rock so.
Yeah.
But that come like the truth. That means that come like the truth. The people who know about what's going on know how to what not to do. But the people who don't know what's going on, them get
know what not to do.
Oh my God! So that means really innocent people. So that means
Andy, this thing that eat me. When I hear them threatening, we go raise gas, we go do this, we go do that. You understand? What we want him to do is get rid of Paria chairman. I want to know why he can't do that.
All right, so watch. Wait. Let me just think there because we want to put this aside. So the people now who make because people that have family members that maybe have investment in these things, they now listening to the ground report will start to shake the place because they will realize that the shares. So they may start to later want to sell out and realize nobody want to buy, unless Trinidad and Tobago go and buy it. From them too. Right? So in all we say there is to save all we say there is to make a way to the people that innocently put all their money there start to watch, start to look, or they may be able to start to initiate whether it be bringing criminal charges, but then it are no charges that, so there is no jail, nothing there then.
You pick up your own money and went and buy, nobody hold your hand. You fill out your form or your broker fill out your form.
You made an investment.
Fill out your form and you cut your check and make your wire.
Oh my God. So it means First Citizens Bank, we bank, First Citizens, we organize, nobody then force we, and we just organize and give out. How much of millions of dollars we give out to that company by? That we not going to get back by? How much?
Over 100 million US and counting.
Over 100 million US dollars and counting.
In shares that we purchased and Christ. In loans that we gave out to the parent company, who is our competitor. You lending money to the man. The last thing you want to do is give your competitor money to buy the same shares that you claim you want. You giving the man.
Yeah, but it was. Well, I'm asking something, but what in the directors in the directors or code of ethics, or even in the code of ethics, does it not have something there that can raise a red flag that people can get criminal charges?
It must have a something what not to do.
Right? Yeah. So how you gonna be buying from your own competitor? So if it have a clause within the constitution,
no, you're not buying from the competitor. Well, anyhow, it effectively comes as that, because if they are the way majority shareholder and they will be the ones, right now FCB can't even vote on our board decision. Them vote worth nothing with 7.44%. FCB hush them out and them done with that. You understand? And FCB have majority of the money in this company.
Oh God.
Like nonsense. And then on top of that, to add insult to injury, you only finding ways. It's like they anti what's now? How we can lend them money again? How we can buy the whole in our next public offering? We can buy more shares.
That is milking it out. Remember that milking it out. That the URP.
Yeah,
that the URP.
Thank you.
So hey, every 2 months, 3 months, every 6 months, them
the thing, boy.
The URP big boys.
Listen, we can't hold one till September again. Here what we go do. Here what we go do, fellas. Organize our loan day. Draft it up fast. What is the collateral we holding? We holding Simpson Benz or Range Rover or whatever you does drive? I don't know. I don't want to know. Now we ain't holding that. We go hold the same shares. Shares, the rubbish $2 before shares. We go hold that. Right? We die one First Citizens go hold. So anytime it crash, First Citizens, they go hold the shares. They go help with the shares.
Yeah, but the shares worth nothing.
And it worth nothing. What's that? These people good boy. And the boy, watch that. You just can't believe that a country of 1.4 million people seeing these things passing in front of their face and just don't care. Why? I ain't doing nothing.
Let me ask you something. Just now researcher. Let me ask you something. Somebody say Roll Albert is mentioning is the FCF, the FIU. Could they do anything? Does it have any trouble for the directors of First Citizen in lending money to their competitors and all of this thing here, where it's going to end up where we go, the people of Toronto go going and lost, First Citizens going and crash. At the end of the day, does it have any redress? Because remember, next month again, we'll go watch. Because remember, next month or next 2 months or next 6 months, the bankers, the URP bankers, the big URP group up there, remember them to get more money. And remember, the government, right, had to organize now to lend money or spend money in order for the URP big boys to eat the next food in a company that don't worth nothing for we.
Here was the course action.
Right, what is the course action?
The only way out.
Yeah.
Because that 90 million shares, it don't have nobody else stupid on the planet to buy it from. So here was the way out. We had to push back. Because let me tell you something. The pushback is the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The pushback is the 1.4 million shareholders who money going across there being sent to Jamaica, funneled to whoever entities in Jamaica or wherever they are finally based. But the company is touted as being a Jamaican company at the Jamaican Stock Exchange. We, the 1.4 million people in the masses here, we own the cruise ship. We don't like what the captain doing. And the way to get rid of this whole thing here is to fire the captain and the whole crew and hire a new crew. That is the only, it have no other way. Where we getting somebody stupid like we to buy the 90 million shares, Andy William? Where we getting them? We are the owners. That is our money. This is not no all Fool's Day joke. April, yeah, this is not no April Fool's joke. You understand? This is our money. This is serious thing. This is people being fired. This is the government balling. We don't have US to give all it, to pay for all it, trying to do something and to pay for surgery. The other day somebody want US to do blood tests. They can't get. You get why telling you why? But all you borrowing the money and taking it and just handing these fellas out there. Enough is enough. We go sit down and what we waiting on? Kid Rowley, pick up your crew and bust out. Better you go and do the work of the Lord, brother. If that is your true calling. Because the Mason Walter Whitehall really cut it now.
Now while you are while you are there, again, give them a no, let's go to the next government entity. Look at how Trinidad and Tobago corrupt. Look how much money just joined. Now let's go to TSTT. Show the workers of TSTT and the people that at the end of the day live off of TSTT and the 500 jobs that going to be lost. Show them now. Why? Go ahead.
Quickly, before you go there, touch quickly on the Train 1 and that 200 and something million that was spent.
Remember that dead, Lennox?
Yeah.
That dead. Just how they talk there, that money dead.
That money dead. So that's all that money we lost. That's all
5% of that.
That dead.
We ain't no understand or what. Whoever money Trinidad and Tobago government spend, it dead. Nothing coming back.
Here we just hear Lennox. Here we just hear touted in the media. The media has beat it to our frazzle. Here we just hear. Well, today the National Gas Company has decided to team up with Shell to lay a new pipeline. It will cost $5 billion. NGC will play a part in the role. NGC go be the cash cow for the operation. Then you go here, hey, boy, this thing we drill, we ain't find nothing. We sorry, we what? That is the only thing you just hear when you're hearing this thing with NGC and thing. Anything else, that money, that dead. That dead.
All right. No. Right. So now, researcher, here's what I want to do. Only on the two normal lines, let me just take 3-4 calls. Researcher, you stay on this line here. This has nothing to do with accent, anything like this. Because we want to get the feel. We don't want them lost in between. So trying to go call the normal lines, not the WhatsApp, not the 6366. Morning caller. Access phrase. And let us know what's your thoughts and what you care.
And researcher. The last time I called, cut off. Listen, unite or perish. Save our country. I want to repeat it. Unite or perish. Save our country. I want to make one point. It's 153 Jamaican dollars to $1 US. So you see, when researcher was talking, I want people who are listening to know is 153 Jamaican dollars to $1 US, right? So you have an idea of what? I am the only person. Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello? That ticketed First Citizens Bank when they decided on the IPO. I have a picture I could show people. It make the news paper. Not even the bank union come and even join me. I alone. Because I am the man who deliver on the platform in SEMTE, a national bank and a workers' bank. I am the man. Any research will show you that. So I knew that we would have got in trouble. I know that what we got was a national commercial bank when NJAC, well, through me, good, because I was the person on that. Because I knew we wanted, when I went and closed off my account in Royal Bank of Canada and burned my bank book, okay, and called for a national bank, we got it. We got a workers' bank. They came and they mashed up the workers' bank, and 25 determined citizens of this country, right, picketed all over to get the workers' bank reopened. Okay? Because I am the man, I ain't blowing my own trumpet. The research will show that. Okay? And we were able to struggle and get it reopened. The Workers' Bank. Right?
Right. And what is the position now? Because right now, you hear what researcher is saying.
Is invested in what is First Citizens Bank
I know we were going to reach here. I know that. That is why I picketed against the IPO of First Citizens, right? When they transformed NCB. That's the bank we were proud of. That's the bank what thousands of feet on the street demanded. You understand? That is why it hurts. It hurt like how I was hurt whole day on Shouter Baptist Day when I saw Rowdy, which is mockery against the Shouter Baptist, right? Oh, yes. We know, one of the charges we got outside the Oval, when we were boycotting the cricket against Goosh and them who went and defied the United Nations ban, okay? One of the charges we got is beating a noisy instrument to frighten cattle and horses, an old slave law. So I'm not talking this today or that. All I want us to know, unite or perish. All roads lead to Edinburgh on the 16th. Unite or perish. Save our country. We cannot lose our money like that. Men cannot become billionaires overnight. With Sagicor and all these kinds of things. Researchers know it more than me. But I knew we were going to end up this way. You understand? And that is what hurts.
Wow. Oh boy, let's take one more call. Let's take a call the 239-5120. 239-5120. Yes. Morning caller.
Morning, Andy.
Right, did you heard what you understand and what you researcher just Varigong report birthdays marks? What is your thoughts?
My thoughts on researcher, he's bringing good information, good everything, Andy, and I'm proud about him. I'm proud about you all, Andy. You, Leonard Smith, everyone. You is the only, all your station is the only one to save this country. And if people have to stand with you all, unite with you all, and stand together and maybe get back in the country. Because the country going down our self-serious road, Andy. Very dangerous road. And Andy, I want to say the next thing. Why it is the state giving Rowdy money again for? Nobody getting no money. My son stay on 3 months for this COVID. He never get a grant, Andy. This is California here, Andy. And Rowdy is taking all the money and them coming millionaires and billionaires. And the poor people have to suffer. Look flower gone up right up and everything. We can't go negotiate, Andy. Whatever I want, Andy. This is a bit come, Andy. And I beg you all, stand in the guns in all. We stop watching you all. And you forget you, Andy. After the pushback, I will fix everything for you, Andy.
All right, so don't forget the pushback. Don't forget. Oh boy, next caller. Oh boy. Wow, 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 wow. Again, I just want one caller to be able to break down for us what it is they learned and what it is the Ground Report researcher number one, what we bring to you today dealing with First Citizens Bank. What you all understand as we realize that one person flow with it. Next, because we's about business. Morning caller.
Yeah, Andy, I get cut off.
Oh, 5 minutes, we taking the calls and then one by one. Right, you don't say you know it was going there. Now we're going to take a next call, so somebody will tell us where they pick up on it too, because we need to go to some other things. Morning caller.
Yeah, good.
What you learned about what played off there with what researcher and the Ground Report bring to you this morning when it comes to First Citizens Bank? Caller.
First Citizen, of course, TSTT.
No, not TSCT yet. We're going to TSCT just now.
But he did.
You see, this is very important. What we're doing is making sure that everybody, at least majority of the people, understood before we go to something else.
All right. Well, what
that's like teaching now. So we go get an idea how them take it to the outside. Yeah. Morning caller.
I was talking about TSCT and that 200 million investment.
Andy.
Yeah.
I feel is setting up all this thing for young and them to take over First Citizens Bank, boy. You are seeing it that way? I have a gut feeling that this young and them, this Angus Young and his father and them is going to take over First Citizen. I tell all you, them politicians ain't shipping away the money again in Cayman Island and Panama. You know, they create this bank with the young family to bank the money right here. Here they move the treasury to that bank, that merchant bank. And the other thing, I see Rowley have a clip now, he telling people to buy Bitcoin and all kind of thing because he get all the wealth from Bitcoin, the Bitcoin investment. Check it out.
Wait. All right, next caller. All right. So again, I'm going to give you the numbers. We look to take 2 more calls. So he at least... Alright, so we know he understand a little bit there, so researcher. Let's go again. 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120. Morning caller.
Yeah, good morning.
What you understand about what it is, Mr. Chair, the Ground Report, what we bring for you this morning?
Well, I understand they take 100 million of US billions of our US dollars from our country and give it away for nothing. And the money now cannot be get back, and it's a total loss. So I want to know who they're going to hold accountable or responsible for that loss. If it's the First Citizen Bank or Sachi,
the finance minister or the government. Yeah, something wrong.
Because something that happened.
The government must be held accountable.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, next caller. Morning caller. Access phrase. Don't forget the access phrase. All roads. Go ahead.
All roads lead to Edinburgh 500. Pushback 4. Gentlemen, I don't know what other people in this country know. But you know what I get from researcher? And it confirms what my wife has been doing every day. She just be warning me. She said, boy, you remember you had children. Don't go and do nothing stupid. You have to be a father. What is happening in this country? And I feel that warning ain't gonna last too long again. Because this nonsense can't be going on forever in this country. We can't be sitting by and allowing our future for this country and the children, the future generation, to end up like Haiti. And if we stand up, sit down and do nothing, we come like we was cursed.
It's right yourself. We going to end up. And you're so right, caller. So it look like everybody understanding what's going on. Let me just take 2 more calls. 2 more. Morning caller. What you understand about the Ground Report program this morning with researcher here and what you learned? What you understand about what's going on?
What I understand very well is that PNM has handpicked these people. Handpick these people and put them in all these big position in everything.
In the banks.
Destroy it.
Yeah.
To destroy it, you know. They destroy the handpick them and put them to destroy it. And then they go come in the television and say, well, like how Petrochin, they are making money, so we have to close it down. We have to sell it. So themselves plan that, you know. They destroy it and then put all the handpick people to destroy it. Just like what they do Petrochin. And then come to the public and tell the public, well, Petrochin losing money for years now, millions of dollars they're losing. So that's why we have to shut it down. That's why we have to close it down. And them is the one who set it up to be that way, you know. That's why I understand about it. And the people of Trinidad, they got to realize that this PNM government is destroying this country, and we're heading straight like Haiti. And if we are wake up and push back, 4 come in and book 500 at the 16. Couple smoky fight by the help of God with the garage PNM government. Them out to destroy this country.
Thank you very much. So that is the union there. The bankers and workers union supposed to get involved, because when Sir Citizens Bank crash, all how much workers that work in First Citizen and all the companies that getting work from First Citizen, all will be out. Remember, my people was on Petrotrin and the rippling effect it had. So when First Citizen end up on its planned crash, man-made crash, man-made destroy of the First Citizens Bank, which is destruction of workers and people that depended on First Citizens Bank, a bank that we the people of Trinidad and Tobago own. Right now, from the management structure and First Citizen to call a member of the finance minister, and the buck stops with our Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Chief Kuno Monu. Because if that go on First Citizens Bank, and those are some of the things we learn about, how much other things, investments First Citizens Bank, we bank is making, that and deliberately making decisions that will bust the bank, Oh my God, if that and bring First Citizens workers to push back for the unity platform, we go down to the streets, Trinidad and Tobago. We will be heading to Port of Spain. If that didn't bring you, your family members, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago that understand that we, the only people, could stop this and hold people to account, well then what will? Now let me go on to TSTT workers. Where all your faith is, and why you all need to join us, and you all have a union, and they are fighting for you. But you the workers, 100 of you alone mustn't come out. If it's 500 all your work on the breadline, why is only 100 or 200 or 250 of you go come? It's your work on the breadline, TSTT workers. Again, with governments. But at this point in time, this government paying people big money to crash your companies, to crash Trinidad and Tobago, to destroy lives and livelihoods, and most importantly, jobs. And what's something? Trinidad and Tobago, it ain't no way banks don't supposed to bust. A bank is made in a way that it don't supposed to bust, it can't bust. And the only thing a bank can bust a bank is like things like what's going on here now. So you the bankers, you the ex-bank workers, you might be done getting your money, you done retire. Please, you left generations in First Citizens Bank. First Citizens Bank employment to many of you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, had done good for you all, and you should want that First Citizens continue to do good for our children and our grandchildren and all the people we live there, and all the people that we believe in there, that we will want to see other people there. God help us. So now let us go directly now, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me just take this one more call to see how much you all understand. Because now TSTT workers, we're going to you know why you need to be at Edinburgh 500 recreation grounds. Let me take this one more quick. Morning caller.
Hey, morning to the big one, man. Oh. Morning to Mikey, morning to Andy, morning to Cuff, morning to Trinidad and Tobago.
And researcher.
Andy, well, boy, if they say bring on people on the 16th, Edinburgh Park in Chaguanas, if this could bring out people then coming out again, Andy. Andy, let me tell you something. 50 years of PNM rule in this country. 50 years of black government, they want a black government, they have black prime minister. 50 years, all that they get in. And all that money talking about, and you talk about no black man. Black people have no money out. All that because of billions pass, and you know black man getting nothing. All black people getting CPEP, and you are free. But that's what they vote for, that's what they want. So they don't want to come out on the 16th, well, just be their destiny. And they are going with that.
Thank you very much. And if that didn't drive many of you, now in the banking industry, now let's see if it is TSTT will drive you on why you need to be a part of Pushback 4, the Unity platform. If you're going to be a part of the people that go in and hit the streets, we have to go to Port of Spain. Researcher, now let's go to TSTT and the fate of those 500 workers. And while the people of Trinidad and Tobago need to support TSTT, go ahead.
Yes, my brother. Well, on March the 19th, the front page of the Saturday Express told us that Telecoms company had 476 million to bonds to cover severance for employees. Severance means you're going home. 573 to lose TSTT jobs. That was the heading on March the 19th. But let me tell you about a document that we hold in our hands that is dated February the 2nd, 2002. And I am quoting from the document. This is a memo that was lodged at the stock exchange, at the Luxembourg Stock Exchange, where the bonds that TSTT originally took out in October 2019 that we raised the other day, they raised 300 million US by 680 million TT. So that is a value of 400 million US dollars they raised, right? And then bam, now they come to let us know that hey, it's time to fire because we're not making as much revenue. I'm a choice of words. I ain't say profit. We are not making as much revenue as we used to make. We have a drop of 400 million. So, hey, it's time to get rid of the workers. Right? On February the 2nd, a letter from TSTT informing the people on the stock exchange of their activity and their actions in recent times, and I quote from it quickly. On January the 17th, 2022, the company wrote to its employee representative unions like CWU, inviting them to consultations regarding a proposed restructuring of the company and a change of its operating model. And on February the 1st, 2022, the company held a meeting with the employee representative union. The restructuring being proposed by the company would provide for a reduction in the company's headcount. These people has just write this thing, no boy, Andy. Andy, you have to understand what we don't be reading here, no boy. This chicken in our farm, a reduction in headcount. This is families, boy. Let our people have this money because can't organize for their children. Let our people study in school up. How we sending them children out of school? We can't buy shoe, we can't buy this, we can't buy that. We can't buy things for them to eat on a daily basis. Mommy and granny go still make something, they go get something to eat. And do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, I hope the people understanding what it is we telling them. Go ahead, researcher. Go ahead.
The restructuring being proposed by the company would provide for a reduction in the company's headcount, send them home, man, by approximately 600 employees, including both on, well, they put the wrong thing here, they put on ionize, like them doing chemistry here now, right? All right, my apology. That's all right, by approximately 600 employees, my apologies, including both, well, they spell it wrong, unionized they want to put, right, same thing, staff and exempt of management staff. I read it wrong. Which reduction, if implemented in the form currently being proposed by the company, would be expected to result in a decrease in the company's personnel costs in the range of $15 million per month after it is fully implemented. And they were initially asking for additional $628 million for these payouts. And in March, they made the official announcement that, hey, we putting out $476 million here, that up for grabs, you all could buy into this here, so we can use that money to get rid of these TSTT workers. I put it in my terms. And let me do a little fast history here of TSTT. It has some little documents there. It have a document, National Enterprises Limited. A snapshot. Ordinary shares, substantial interest as at June 30th, 2011. Right. In that document, Andy, right? Now you see, we are accustomed using the phrase, the government owns 51% of TSTT. Well, we want the country to understand today, the government does not own 51% of TSTT. As a matter of fact, they do not even own 49.1 to say that they have a bigger shareholding than Cable and Wireless. Now, the reason for us highlighting that here on the ground report, and we had to do a little basic arithmetic with the listening public, for them to understand, because I heard the Prime Minister, and you see, the Holy Spirit does kind of keep you, if not ahead, at least abreast of what these fellas' agenda does be, and the direction in which they're heading, and the arguments they're going to use, and what will end up being the official narrative in the long run. I heard the Prime Minister responding to statements that were made on social media and in the public, opposition leader, different MPs, etc., with respect to the future of the TSTT workers. And the Prime Minister made it clear that TSTT is not just the government-controlled TSTT. TSTT has a shareholder, a 49% shareholder, which is Cable and Wireless, and has been a shareholder for decades. It predated him, true, which is true. However, basic arithmetic, Andy Williams, the government no longer owns 51% shareholding in TSTT.
How that happened from owning 51% shareholding to now not owning 51% shareholding? How that end up possible without we even knowing or they making it clear to us?
Actually, we knew, because many people would have taken part. You see, now at the end of the day, the only reason we're raising this, Andy, is because of the actions of Cable and Wireless, Columbus, and other Legion affiliated companies. If people don't know that Legion was affiliated with Columbus/Flow, the so-called takeover bid, right, by Cable and Wireless, which they spoke about that in November 2014, just about 6 months after Ms. Agard resigned from TSTT. She took up her post across at Guardian Media, right? And then when she left there and she went on to Massey Communications, and she came back in riding a horse.
But let me ask you something. So she reached Massey Communication. She reached Massey Communication when? After TSTT bought it?
Yeah, no. she went into Massy Communications in October 2015. And from October 2015, in 2017, under the stewardship of Email, under the stewardship, he was the man who sit down there and sign and grin with them fellas, right? Fenwick and whoever.
Elias.
Emil Elias.
Yeah. Dr. Rowley's friend.
Emil Elias,
yeah.
The then chairman of TSTT, who 2 months after just say, I don't know this and go anyway, sending me resignation and ball goodbye, right? He and remember Lisa Agard was running Massy Communications. And she now was right.
But
now
she
remember,
but she was also in TSTT.
Correct is right. And when she came back in here now, she came back riding a Massy horse. You ever hear this story about
but then Lisa Agard also came from Cable and Wireless.
But that is the more important thing here now that we're dealing with. Because you see, let me tell you something, Andy William. As of March 2015, as we highlighted yesterday, instructions were given to Cable and Wireless. Andy, you know that in 2019, Columbus Communications carried TAT to court, and then they made application for TSTT to be joined to the action concerning something called fixed number portability, where TSTT was not doing as they're supposed to. The point I'm trying to get at here, the reason for TAT putting the stipulation that here what's going on, you must sell your TSTT shares if you for me to give the approval for Cable and Wireless to buy out Columbus. Reason being, Cable and Wireless is also, and now I am saying it boldly, bravely, I am saying it without nobody could deny it. Rowley, Imbert, nobody can say nothing. They just had to open their big ears and listen to what I am going to say. Cable and Wireless is the biggest shareholder in the telecommunications services of Trinidad and Tobago, commonly known as TSTT, exclamation mark. Not full stop. You hear what I now say there? Cable and Wireless is the majority shareholder, not the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Right, but
National Enterprises Limited owns 51% of TSTT, but the government does not own 100% of National Enterprises Limited to be able to own 51% of TSTT. So we have to do some basic maths. So I sit down for 2 seconds here, Andy, and say, hey, what is the minimum amount of shareholding that the government needs to say, hey, I am more say than Cable and Wireless in this company? They need at least a little 49.1, Andy. Andy me is saying 50. Andy me is saying, I wonder if you understand what I'm saying. They just need a 49.2. And to get that, Andy, 49.1% people, I don't want to lose anybody with the mathematics here. I am getting that here. I am working out 96.3% of 49 of 51% will give me 49.1%. Now I want to explain that slow. I need to get to 49.1% for the government to be in control of TSTT by way of shares. The government does not own 100% of NEL. The Minister of Finance owns 66% through the National Gas Company, which is not fully owned by the government, another 16+%, 17%. NIB owns 4%, and that is where it stopped riding. So if you want to ball the government,
but everybody else we're talking there is weak companies, the NIB, the National Gas Company, the this, the that.
Right.
That
remember, the NGT does not totally belong to the government again anyway. But put that aside, I am going to do the maths as if it belongs to the government. You hear what I'm telling you? I am going to add it in I am right. You have it on the screen. I am going to check it up as if it is 100% owned by the government. So we do a simple arithmetic, people. The 66% plus the 16.67% plus the 4.17% mash breaks. 86.89%. Andy, I needed 96.3% to prove that the government at least have 49.1% of the shares in TSTT. And they are going to carry it a step further to prove the point. I am adding every one of the shareholding on this entire page on the screen, people, ladies and gentlemen, and I will get 96.24. All you hear what I now tell all you here? 96.24 I am getting on this here. And I need at least 96.27% for me, the government, to have 49.1% ownership. To say, hey, I have more shares in this company than cable and wireless. In this 96.25, all you have to take out a calculator and add it up on the screen for all yourself. This 96.24 is the top 10 owners in the company here. Understand what I'm saying? And I am sure Norman Finance, which is Sabga, them Anthony Norman Sabga, that has nothing to do with Trinidad. Tattle Life Assurance accounts has nothing to do with Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad Unit Trust Corporation. Now, let me tell you something. You see all the financial companies that's in there, those see First Citizens that feel that have absolutely nothing to do with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Every one of these things, from Republic Bank Limited, all accounts, RBTT Trust Limited, all accounts, every one of these accounts going on the road here is the 1% on them that have put their money in trust and have these people here as the trustees. So when you see documentation for shareholding and you see Republic Bank account number T1056 and 1054 and all kind of things, these are the 1%ers that have their money held in trust. They are invisible, they are unknown to you and I, and the shares are held with the face of Republic Bank, with the face of Royal Bank Trust, with the face of First Citizens Trust and Asset Management. But it has nothing to do with the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. And this 86+% that I work out in the first three companies on the list there only gives us a bare less than 44% ownership of cable and of TSTT shares. Cable and wireless has 49% of the shares in TSTT. So going forward from today, nobody must be of the belief that Trinidad and Tobago, the government of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, has the majority shareholding in TSTT. Today is the last day for that in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. So we need you all to understand how much easier it will be to get rid of all you. Because here what I tell you, them fellas could. I am allowed, I am free to make suggestions here. This is the ground report. This is the people on the ground talking, analyzing, breaking down. That is our work here. For the average man on the street to understand what's going on. The big boss could jump up and say, hey, all you who balling, the government have 51. All you know, we only have 40-something% shares there. So after the cabinet subcommittee thing, we decided the easiest way to get out of this here is to divest our shares to cable and wireless and just get out of this telecom business. It's not making sense, it's not making money. You hear what I'm telling you?
But how that not making sense and making money? That making real money.
Right. Thank you. Everybody does have an interconnection agreement with them. You understand? So TSTT is the belly, the root, the seed of telecommunication in Trinidad and Tobago. And nobody could deny it. Tata record all the interconnection agreements. They just had to post it up every time they think with Digicel 2012 and they do with this one, Flow, that, etc. And the audacity of Cable and Wireless using their now own Columbus Communication to carry that to court and drag TSTT before the court. When right now, so here now, them really good no boy. So them playing their fighting themselves. I wonder if you understand the games. It's the same thing as tell all and one day all they go see nobody ain't go understand it yet. What madness research are talking. I tell all is games with Russia and Ukraine, boy. The only casualties is the poor people, is the millions of people displaced, is the global shock that taking place, the economic effect, the price of steel going up, the price of shipping going up, boat can't pass here, cargo vessel getting seized here. We, the 99% in the world, will pay the cake for a band of merry men known as the Jesuits. Or they research that. Back to TSTT. So Andy Williams, the stipulation that was put down by TAT, they put a clause, and I am reading from the document. I don't deal with talk. The authority agreed, this is March the 12th, 2015, that it shall not unreasonably withhold its approval to be granted pursuant to Section 22(1)(c) of the Act, provided that the following actions are executed to the satisfaction of the authority, and evidence of same is had. When a bank or anybody tell you that, you gotta make sure.
Right now, real people lost. Let me get the gist of, and then you see, we had to get the gist before we go into all of that, because you understand, where's the gist of all of this? The TSTT, the this, the that, where's the gist of all of it?
Andy,
where's we lost? Where's we gained?
We have someone that is a former Cable and Wireless employee seeing about the affairs. A CEO in a company, any Tom, Dick, Harry, and Jane go tell you, is more important even than the chairman of the company. Much more a normal director. The CEO is the go-to person. Chairman, you don't see them once in a blue moon come to hold a board meeting, of which the CEO is also present. The CEO is the boss. The CEO is the person who has run the company. All the managers, all the vice president, everybody reports to the CEO. This lady is sitting in the full, what I refer, forget chairman, I refer to the CEO position as the boss of the company. She is sitting in the driver's seat. She came into TSTT on a Cable and Wireless ticket.
Lisa Agard. So the same Cable and Wireless, all right, so when Trinidad and Tobago before had owned 51% of TSTT, Cable Wireless did own 49%, right? Lisa
and they sent this lady,
all right, so
as one
Cable and Wireless
directors.
Cable and Wireless sent Lisa Agard as one of the directors.
Yes.
At
to see about their business.
To see about their business.
Their business, correct.
All right.
You will see about our business. UK-based Cable and Wireless, whether they have branch registered in Cayman Islands, whether where she came into there as a Cable and Wireless appointee employee.
Right. Go ahead with the dress from there, right?
No. Right. So we showing here now in March 2015, Cable and Wireless brought out Columbus Communications Flow. And there was something put in place here that ensured that Cable and Wireless must get rid of their TSTT shares. Because this is a conflict of interest. Look, the proof is there. I don't need to say it anymore. Columbus, which is now Cable and Wireless, which is now Liberty Latin America, which is Liberty Global, that Lichen Bosi have shares and subsidiaries and whatever in. It's on his Portland website. You just pull up any biography thing with Lichen and search and you'll see the word Liberty Global. Me asking you, go and pull it up. This gentleman here now, Cable and Wireless, is in clear breach of the TAT order.
Right, what is the TAT order? Right, go ahead.
They had 1 year TAT gave them to get rid of the shares. That would have been March the 31st, 2016. They could have applied for a 6-month extension. That get them it. That come and right back in September the 29th, 2016, I fast tracking here now. That come and right back and say, look, you have it up on the screen there, Andy. Where they let them know, here what's going on. All here, do fast, get rid of these shares, and the only thing you will be allowed to do is you will have the right to collect your dividends and the like. But otherwise, get rid of the shares. You no longer have, you cannot appoint any directors. And the short and sweet, if I tell you, Andy Williams, you are not allowed to appoint any directors to Ground Report Board directors. Andy Williams no longer allowed to do that. If it have any company or anybody affiliated with Andy Williams still speaking about the management and the running of the company, isn't that a breach? Formerly affiliated with Andy Williams, seeking Andy Williams' interest for how long? More than a decade. Is it not in clear breach? So because you didn't appoint a director, and the director appears to be Trinidadian people, you ain't seeing the white boy from so, and you ain't seeing Lisa Agard from Cable and Wireless, who was there for Cable and Wireless from the start. You're not seeing that anymore. But you take the same Lisa Agard and put here everybody in the company reporting to Lisa Agard. Who human resource reporting to? Who finance reporting to? Everybody reporting to Lisa Agard. When Walcott left after 14 years in the end of November, the end of 2020, she came in the driver's seat and they put her as the substantive CEO effective May the 24th, 2021. She is in the full driver's seat. She not acting, she not no temporary, she not no, hey, call she out today. She is the CEO. This is the same person that was singing about Cable and Wireless's business. There is no conflict of interest.
Conflict of interest.
And the reason that all this come up, because according to Andy, one thing I learned from Andy Williams, we not about personalities. This is the people business we seeing about. I have nothing against Miss Agard. I know nothing about the lady personally. Understand what I'm saying? But I am paying attention to the movement and thing. And October 2015, you're in Massy Communications. Okay, you're in demand. You was formerly in 2014 at Guardian Media. Okay, you're in demand. People want you. You know the job. You're in the telecom industry. Hey, you got available, boy. Wait, take you up. Hawaii was a UNC finance minister. Hawaii working for the 1%. He working for SAPCA now. I can't say nothing. I just had to watch Koki. Understand what I'm saying? SAPCA appoint the man who was running Republic Bank. I just had to watch Koki. I can't say nothing. If the men go there, hire them. But there is a stipulation that says anything to do with respect to Cable and Wireless, they must not be in any authoritative position at the telecommunication services of Trinidad and Tobago. So just as Patrick Pereira is appointed as the NIB chairman in clear breach of the act, he is a government appointee that breaks the tripartite arrangement where he's supposed to be independent of all, and Patrick Pereira is sitting bold-facedly as the chairman, Rowley, in but nobody do business about me. The same thing is taking place here. This lady, the last announcement in the parliament about the salary for a CEO is $180,000 a month. You hear what I'm telling you? That is what the CEO in TSTT does work for. The last time we checked.
So she is still the CEO of TSTT?
She is the CEO, not still. She is the CEO. She is the substantive CEO. She is the one that sent the memo to Ella and all them.
Yeah, but she came from Cable and Wireless, and she not supposed to be there.
That is and I am putting it to you here today. The reason for doing the little basic arithmetic to show the 96.27% of 51% is 49.1. The government don't even have that. cable and wireless is even when they pay out dividends right now. Let me put it that way.
So
cable and wireless collect more money than the government.
Right. So with her presence there, TSTT, instead of it increased from a 51% ownership of TSTT, we have decreased, whereby the company she come from owns TSTT now. Then it's the majority shareholder. Then
it's the majority shareholder.
Oh my God, conflict of interest. How that?
And Andy, this the 31st of March. Yesterday made it 7 years. Today make it 7 years and a day. These people playing with for fools. This is April Fool's Day. Enough is enough. We done with that. The game done today. It's over. We figure it out. We're not going through that.
What is our redress? What is the people of Trinidad and Tobago redress? Elder as the union leader and all these different things. Besides, we coming out April the 16th and about 500 gong. How could we stop this mess? Could this mess be fixed, or is it just like the Barudas?
Elder them. Here what going on. Elder them had to find out what going on with respect to TAT and TSTT and carry the two of them there. Just like how Columbus, which is cable and wireless, which is Liberty Latin America, which is Liberty Global, which Legion have involvement with, carry TSTT, well, TAT/TSTT to court and claim they get victory with fixed number portability. We, the CWU, had to carry TSTT to court because the TSTT board, head by Roach at that time, and let them say he reappointed since March the 15th. I have no evidence of that. I cannot prove that. I know he resigned in early this year, February this year. I don't know nothing after that. But what I am saying, he was the man that would have been responsible as the chairman for the appointment of this Lisa Agard as CEO, whether interim or whether full-fledged CEO. You understand where I'm coming from? And this year is in clear bit because the rationale for that saying, hey, we don't want no director here. What they mean is we want nobody in a position of authority that could sway or direct. I am not saying Lisa Agard is still employed at Cable and Wireless. What I am saying is she was gainfully employed at Cable and Wireless for more than a decade.
And before she came to us here.
And she came into TSTT. She didn't bounce up TSTT like how she bounced up CNMG and they get she a role there.
Oh, and this one. Oh, she didn't bounce it up like how this one get she a walk and that one get she a walk. She came into TSTT
and she bounced up. Yeah.
So she came
in riding a Cable and Wireless
directorship. All right. Understood.
Right? Cable and Wireless would have been paying her bills, seeing about everything for her. Lisa, help us out here with TSTT.
Wow.
That is the issue I can hear. And that can't work. So the TSTT board had to make an immediate change because apparently this CEO is hell-bent on another restructuring drive at a hard time like this. When the government used to mamaga and play the telling landlord, all you those crazy people are COVID and then coming on the pulpit the next day and bawling, we organizing the property tax, we go charge all their 5,000 more foot. All they doing nobody nothing. So help we God. Have a nice day, Andy William.
Thank you very much. Oh boy, Lennox Smith. See if Mr. Amma ready by the time I'm Director Cuff. Hey, Lennox Smith. You hear that, boy? He's there. All right.
I listened attentively.
You see what's going on again, boy?
Yeah, you are. Hello, you hear me?
Yes, yes. I wonder if Elder them. Well, I know. Well, Robert Amar will be talking to Elder them because that platform will be very important, and the TSTT workers in coming to Edinburgh 500 gongs and the 16th. It's very because we have much more to show them how to save their jobs.
That's right. That's right. And of course the expose only on the ground report. I'm sure that we have led and others will follow if they have a social conscience at all and the grit and the determination like we have to, of course, expose. What we can do is that, and what we are really doing is puncturing their conscience, and those who are in authority and who are part and parcel of this conspiracy to, of course, relieve Trinidad and Tobago of its resources in the way that has been exposed on this program. And I can tell you there's much more people, much more. But what we want you to do is to make it, there's over 600,000 members of the workforce in this country. Well, if 300,000 find themselves at Edinburgh 500, we will be extremely grateful. And I think you will also be extremely grateful. In fact, I think you should pat yourself on the shoulder and, of course, commend yourselves, because what we are doing, we are on a mission to save Trinidad and Tobago from a bunch of vipers who are interconnected, who are part of a conspiracy to, of course, deprive our children and our children's children of their patrimony. We may not have a Trinidad and Tobago to revere or to live in if this kind of debauchery continues in the way that it has. It's greed, it is evil, it is diabolical, it is wicked, it is clearly a state where Trinidad and Tobago may well find itself in real terms as a Haiti or a failed state, having regard to the greed that is taking place under the guise and the support and nurturing of Dr. Rowley. And you know, at one time he was a corruption
put a pin in that. It's already 3 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock.
Go ahead.
Oh boy,
of course. Don't forget One Stop Shop.
Oh boy, too late for that and all, but let me. Oh boy, we have to remember, we had to watch time and things.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I thought that he was late, that is why I went on. But of course, the information is crucial.
Right,
so
Trinidad and Tobago.
That's all I can say.
Yes, and don't forget again, as Lennox mentioned, it is very important when you heard Edinburgh 500. I have to finish tell you, that's Edinburgh 500 recreation grounds, April the 16th of April. Yes, Saturday the 16th of April at 1 p.m.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now. So TSTT workers, Elder, my brother, we are here in fight with you. We are all united and we all will stand together and fight for TSTT workers and the situation that it was put in.
And all civil servants.
No, we dealing with stage by stage because we have what's to do. Bust the marks. Let us see what they're doing.
Government
Everybody
to do you evil by taking away your bread of life, so to speak. The fact that you think about it, all of you should be there.
Yes. Really, the ending of the program that I promoting for me now. Remember, you just had to take 10, 15, 20 words. I just had to say 3 and get Robert. I'm already damn controlling. So the end when you see the end, so
much more than me, and believe you're saying 1 or 2.
No, but I don't say so much more than you at all. When we see the end there, so you want to say 20 things. I just want to say 3 for we to go away. Let about thing. You come in, don't help me to the end. Help me in the middle.
Well, say, brother man, why are you talking still?
Oh. Wait. Let me pass on to Robert Amaro program as well. Don't forget the night corridor transformation. Yours truly, Lennox Smith at 8 p.m. Yes, 8 p.m. on Facebook. Yes.
That's right.
And coming up next, Robert Amaro. Yes, the Robert Amaro show, and he will give you more and let you know the importance on every single body being at Edinburgh 500 grounds, Saturday, 16th of April at 1 p.m. After God family comes first, be safe on the roads until Monday morning, please God. We are out of here.
At last, true patriots are not concerned about safe zones. True patriots are not interested in fetting. True patriots could care less about the mother of all carnivals. On Saturday, April 16th, the patriots of Trinidad and Tobago and every right-thinking citizen will gather in their thousands at the Edinburgh 500 Recreation Grounds at 1 p.m. Pushback 4, The Call. For more info, log on to More 104.7 FM, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 12 noon, to the Ground Report and Sense and Sensibility and RealMediaTT.com. Pushback 4, The Call. come in, we go in. We come in, we go in. We'll be there. I will be there. You'll be there. We will all be there. Pushback 4, The Call. Join the United Platform. Saturday, April 16th at 1 p.m. Edinburgh 500 Recreation Grounds. For more info, lock on to More 104.7 FM. Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 12 noon. To The Ground Report and Sense and Sensibility and RealMediaTT.com. Pushback 4, The Call. United together, solidarity, we are in this. Pushback 4, The Call. Pushback 4, The Call. We will not ride it out. We will not forgive. We will never forget. Thousands died from your mismanagement of the COVID pandemic. Hundreds never received the promised grants. Hundreds were evicted from their homes. Thousands on the breadline. No food, no money, no future, no hope. Pushback 4, The Call. For more info, log on to More 104.7 FM, Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 12 noon. To The Ground Report and Sense and Sensibility and RealMediaTT.com. Pushback 4, The Call, the United Platform.
Disclaimer. More FM Limited, its owners and associates, accepts no responsibility for statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. More FM Limited does not endorse any of the information provided during this commercially booked segment as the truth. That you have to judge for yourself. We, however, reserve the right to question statements made. But in this time of misinformation, government-controlled media, and corruption, it is sometimes